supply. And you have to also factor in, aren't we supposed to grow? Like, isn't the market supposed to grow from cycle to cycle? So we're back at 2021 levels, but wouldn't we be expecting to go to 20, 30 billion in OI this cycle if the market is to grow? That's the other thing. So putting this out there because we're reaching basically all-time highs in altcoin open interest, which definitely requires you to have have one eye on potential weakness in the alt market. And certainly, I'm not saying that OI needs to keep going higher here or needs. I'm just saying it doesn't necessarily have to be a straight nuke, right? And the other thing that's definitely important to note is price is what leads. So when you're looking at all these coins and you're looking at like altcoins, open interest going crazy, it's scary, it should be out, liquidations, take profit now, leverage, leverage, leverage. But we've already had a big shakeout yesterday. Same thing again, strong reaction. So it's far more likely that if we come back down, it's going to hold again and then go higher, right? Because that strong reaction is just the same as we had here and over here. And it's not the sign of a market that is being exited and people staying out, right? When you start to see the big red candle that doesn't bounce back, that's when you can expect the next bounce to be weaker. Or the big three red candles that fucking don't bounce at all. Those are your more typical signs at altcoin tops, right? Some kind of bigger sell-off that leads to multi-week accumulation. If you're looking right at the market top, like a super obvious big massive daily red candle there, again after a full market cycle. So, and then maybe just look on the line chart, you see it as well. So here, this is still a chart that's accelerating after having moved up, consolidated, moved up, consolidated. It's probably got higher to go in this, and in this final sort of, if this is the final kind of blow off phase, it's probably just going to rip without any significant pullback. Now, when it does end, there's a nasty correction coming. So if you want to take profits, take profits. If you're in significant profit and you want to realize some, do it. And most importantly, I kind of say this as well because a lot of people de-risking, they're doing so stupidly that I see on Twitter, not in the campus really, but on Twitter. I said last week, you don't de-risk here, right? You wait for the bounce. Everyone was panicking selling there. We bounce. That's where you want to get out. Same thing yesterday. You don't de-risk when it's pushing down into support. If you want to de-risk, wait for the bounces. Wait for a bounce that you feel is not strong, right? Not the strength you would expect, not breaking market structure, not V reversing, not doing whatever, right? And that's your sign. But I still think any dips a buy. I still think really the only way the only view you can really have is to be bullish, and that doesn't mean to be losing sight. But if you're positioned from lower, especially on alts, you have to remember that you're not playing the 2024 January pump, right? If you're in the market, all you can do is say everything, all signs are the next year is going to be green because look at the Fed, the government, we've talked about this, global liquidity is rising, etc., right? So then you can't look at this on a weekly, right? You can't look at this and then say, I need to take profits. I have to take full profits. But it's super early. So what's your plan? Like, did you buy these coins in the bear market to sell them here? Or was it to sell them when alts make a new all-time high? Or at least get towards that? Because that's what I did. That's what everyone does in a crypto cycle, right? Diamond hands is a bad meme and it encourages people to hold stuff past the point of no return. But if you're ever going to have diamond hands, it should be at this stage of the cycle. The diamond hands meme became popular here and here when it was far too late. Diamond handing down here was absolutely the best course of action through all this volatility, through this dip, through these dips. And these are significant dips when you zoom in. So just remember that too, because the only other reason that you would want, like the reason you would want to exit into cash right now is what? It's up a lot? Okay, but that's the point. I think it's going to go down. Okay, but what do you mean you think? That's just your opinion. It's already down. It's already dipped. It's going to go lower. Well, you've probably missed it, right? If it's already down 20% off the highs and you don't think the bull market's over, it's probably too late to sell. It might go down 50%, yeah, but it's already down 20%, right? Your time to sell was when it was higher, not now. It's a weird approach that you have to take in a bull market. It's like if you're trying to take profits, it should be when you think prices at a level, like maybe on a very low time frame, it's showing weakness, like here, and you're like, oh, I'm going to take some profits. But by the time it gets down to here, where you think you want to take profits, it's too late to take profits. Because if you're still in a bull market, which is the assumption, right? Then yeah, it might go down lower, but within a few weeks, you're just going to be back, and you've that was all the bit you saved, and you didn't buy back in because you don't know how, and you panicked and you froze, and you like this happens so much that really it's just the wrong approach for the type of market. I really want you to condition yourself to taking profits at new highs or after bounces, right? It's like if the market comes up like this and you see this dip and you're like, I want to take profit. I feel like taking profit now because you're long from down here. Condition yourself to either take profit here and do it. Don't say you'll do it and then not do it. Do it, right? Take profit there. Or take profit at the next high. Don't start to think that it's all good again, because quite often it gives one more thrust, right? Often there's a sharp sell-off that does give you a warning sign that there's, higher volume selling, whatever, on this side, right? At that point, you don't sell into the lows in a bull market. You should sell here or here. And if you want to take some profit at new highs, do it. Take some profit at the lower high, do it. That will then put you in a position where you're selling at higher probability levels, right? Instead of selling into lows, when the market is always going to bounce in a bull, it just depends on the time frame. That'll help you to realize maximum gains. And you can do this early bull because even if you're wrong and the market goes lower in the short term, which I'm fully expecting, right? I could be wrong here. We could nuke 50% tomorrow. I just don't think it's going to happen before the halving, before the ETF. But certainly, I've no problem getting out if I see extreme weakness. This just isn't, to me, extreme weakness. This is total 3, dipped 10%, right? Bunch of people sold at the lows, and it's already back at the highs. That's not weakness. It's just not. It's not weakness to me. Now, it can go down 50%. But here's the thing. Any of your long-term spot bags, right, isn't the intention for this to happen after? So then you have to say, am I not okay stomaching some volatility? Because if you're not, you will never make money in this market anyway. So it's a little bit of a contradiction, because a lot of times, people will say, you never went broke taking profits. Yeah, but you never maximize your gains with that either. And I don't the goal is not to always hold everything as far as you can. If you remember how I've been all year, I've been religious about taking profits all year. I've said it to everyone, take profits, take profits, take profits on any trades. But the market has shifted. And you'll notice a big shift in my approach in the last 2-3 months. It has been buy, hold, and fucking do nothing. Like, get out of your own way, because this is the market. And if you knew it was going down 50%, right, and that it was going to go to new highs, well, of course you'd sell. I'm going to sell here and buy back lower. Please listen to me.